Hello, and welcome everyone to tonight's Super Metroid weekly race, second weekly race of the weekly. Tonight's race is going to be featuring, you guessed it, reverse boss order. That means we're going to be killing Ridley first. Ridley first, no suits. Then on to Dragon. Then Fantoon, still no suits. And finally, well, I guess we'll kill Kraid while we're at it.
Well,
Then,
hopefully everybody will remember to kill Kraid as we've seen
yes,
some interesting instances of that in the past.
could be some very interesting routing tonight. So we have no idea what we're gonna get. Anyway, I am Cerberoth, and with me tonight is Tracy M. How are you tonight, Tracy?
I am spectacular. How are you?
Spectacular. Well, that's uh, yeah. I don't know what I don't even. I just call it wordless there. That is phenomenal. So yeah, I have. So while I understand what the standard route is for RBO, I have no idea what these four racers are going to be throwing at us. Especially given the bit of the RBO race earlier that I caught today. So sit back, enjoy, folks, and let's find out what they do. You can chime in. I'm sure you know what they're going to do a little bit.
A little bit. A couple. So we saw Elm and Owl in the earlier race.
Hmm.
So we saw Elm did a most fair route.
Okay.
With a little bit of early Maridia to get certain other items.
Oh,
Um,
that's interesting. Early
I've
Maridia.
watched uh, I've watched Zenny a lot. He is the world record holder in this category. Um, he'll do a route that only gets to Norfair once, and what he'll do is he'll do a moon dance to get early power bombs
Hmm.
uh, in the Edekun's area, so that he doesn't have to go back to do a Brinstar cleanup. Owl we saw do something similar to Elm, but I think he got a few extra safeties when he went into Meridia.
Hmm.
I have no idea. I never know what Toasty's going to do. He always comes with something surprising, so I won't even try and guess what's in his mind.
Toasty Muffins is definitely the wild card. And I don't mean that in the sense of Team Wild Card, which is Wild Anaconda and Alucard 2004, who are racing in the Super Metroid A Link to the Past combo randomizer tournament. You want to go check that out and check those guys out. But he is a wild card, as in we have no idea what he's going to be doing.
This is the man who did an any percent race by starting with Kraid and then going to Ridley, and then Dragon and Fantoon. So I'm not going to try and predict what he's going to do here. Other than, you can't go to Kraid first, Toasty. Let's just keep that in mind.
No, that is definitely an invalid run. We are looking for our runners to kill Ridley as their first boss. They must kill Ridley as their first boss. Then, sequentially, they must move on to Dragon before moving on to Fantoon and finally Kraid. That's right, the number of the count is 3.
Yeah, we expect none of these runners will pick up suits. By the time you get to gravity suit, it's way too far out of the way to be even useful. And then they can choose to pick up Varia. It's not a huge time loss, but it's not particularly needed, especially since they'll probably all decide to do stand-up glitch, and you take Varia suit off for stand-up glitch as well. So
I would stand up glitch.
Owl and Zenny with very nice moonfalls. Toasty as well. Elm does not seem to use it.
Toasty already cursing in chat. Thank you very much for that, Toasty. Keep it family friendly, folks.
Yeah, I think he accidentally reset his timer.
That's okay. Resetting timers. The timer's irrelevant. The official timer here brought to us by SRL Racing Timer Bot. RaceBot.
So the beginning of this run will be much the same as what you've been seeing a lot of, in particular in the any percent tournament. Getting their Morph Ball, getting their missiles, and then going to BT. We'll see a little bit of route diversions pretty quickly, though, once Zenny gets down to his Brinstar, and we'll see that moon dance coming up.
Moon Dance. That is not the song, though.
Oh, and Zenny looks like he's going to go for that early E-Tank. Let's see how many tries he takes for this thing.
I'm going to guess 2. That wall jump is actually pretty particular.
This is a very, very difficult... Oh my god! First try, Zenny! Nicely done! Wow.
Denied. All right.
I have seen him practice that, where he takes 5 minutes, doesn't get it. Well, maybe not 5 minutes. That might be an exaggeration. He usually gives up by then. But yeah, I've seen him go for that and take a lot of time, and he gets it first try. That is wonderful.
I got a little bit of egg on my face there, calling out 2, and it just shows me up with the first try. Going for the D boost there in the pit room and not quite getting it. Meanwhile, the rest of our runners already up the climb and into the parlor.
It's going to look for a little bit like Zenny's behind, but he's going to take a big lead once he gets those early power bombs and doesn't have to come back to Brinstar. Everybody else will have to take a second trip into Brinstar.
Yeah, I mean, the routing that we're going to see Shiny Zenny do is just insane. And the minimization of backtracking in this route makes it incredibly precarious. Yeah, I can speak today. So, yeah, Zenny does look really far behind. Everybody else already has bombs. I mean, geez, Shiny Zenny, what are you doing? Just getting an extra E-Tank that no one else has. Beautiful bomb chorizo there. Actually, by most everybody. They got real nice bomb chorizos. All right, let's see. Zenny, he's going up the right here for that Alcatraz. That's a little bit more difficult to do it that way, but
Zenny using some new route techniques, going ahead and using missiles on those space pirates as he comes down.
yeah, that's I guess just preserving energy.
Yeah, probably not necessary because they're going to be picking up a lot of E-Tanks between now and then, especially Zenny himself. They're going to pick up this reserve tank in the early supers area.
Yeah, the reserve tank is basically like a free energy tank. You can 100% cheat with that. And by cheat, I mean follow the rules of the game. It just looks like you're cheating.
There are some interesting shenanigans you can pull with reserve tanks when you're really low on health, but I don't know that we'll see any of that here.
Especially if you're a TAS.
Yeah.
The SNIC 12% TAS or whatever it is. Yeah, there's some crazy things going on with reserve tanks in that TAS.
Okay, so here's where Zenny does something very different. Some of you might have seen this in the earlier race, Scotty McBody doing it. Zenny's, I would say he's a little better at it. He's done this a lot more. Toasty does, not Toasty, Scotty does a nice job of it, but what he's basically doing is doing a whole bunch of moonfalls here so that when he's done, he's going to go back to the previous room, and fall right through the the power bomb blocks there, so he can get to the early power bombs, the Edecuns.
What a crazy dance he's got going on over there. It almost looks like he was on the moon. So yeah, it looks like Shiny Zenny's wasting a lot of time here, but that is in fact not the case. Shiny Zenny's gonna... When Zenny is all said and done here, Zenny is gonna catapult way ahead of the other racers, just in terms of the items that they're gonna have comparatively. So... Canadian now looks like he's going up Red Tower here.
Looks like he wants
Interesting
those early
call.
power bombs.
Yeah, Alpha Power Bombs is not a bad choice. I like to do that in my 100% routing. Little thing I picked up from Zost, which I actually don't think he does anymore.
Actually, I believe he does. At least that's what he stated the last time he commentated a race a couple of months ago.
All right then.
But he's mostly been working on the combo rando as well, because he's in that in a couple of places too.
Yes, he is battling Team Wildcard coming up this week. His teammate in that tournament is our illustrious tournament organizer, Kekuma Shoyu. So, yeah. That should be one crazy battle.
It should indeed.
I have my eyes out for that to commentate that, but who knows? I'm sure there are about a million other people too. All right, and Zenny's all done fooling around over there, and whoa! Oh, what happened?
Goes
Oh my
right
goodness!
through that. Yep.
And that there was the result of exactly what Zenny wanted to do. Zenny's going to be down here for an extra super missile, an extra E-tank, and of course, early power bombs from the Edekun power bombs.
This will allow him to pick up an extra E-tank in the Big Pink area, as well as so that he won't have to come back and get them over here.
Yep, extra supers.
Had he not been able to get that early E-tank that he got in the Retro Brinstar area, he could also go pick that one up as well. Yep. Otherwise, you can't get those without power bombs. Well, that one you could get without power bombs with a very huge route divergence.
Yeah, you'd have to like go up Alpha or to Alpha power bombs and then come all the way back and
we actually did see Scotty went back and got those after he activated the planet using the deboost method from the rando races. Well, Elm doing his first hell run. That's a very difficult hell run. You need to use, in general, you're going to need a full 3 E-tanks, including in this case 2 full E-tanks in the reserve.
In the reserve, yep.
It is possible. I have seen it done to get through with just the E-tanks and not use the reserve. That takes a lot of luck in terms of drops, so you can't rely on that.
That was I think Zosty's route when he.
I think the clip I saw, I believe, was Behemoth doing that. But I'm not.
When Zosty was going for a world record of this, I think he was also doing that too. So.
Oh no, I don't doubt that. The clip I saw was Behemoth.
Okay. Yeah. So I watch Zosty a lot. Except when he plays music. He plays music a ton these days. There's a speed booster for elements. A really good thing for speedrunners. It makes them go faster. Just something I heard at one point in time.
And Zenny getting the going one try getting the early gate, the green gate, blue gate glitch.
And
Another thing you normally see only in randomizers.
there's our first death there from Toasty Muffins.
And I'll predict right now it won't be our last.
This is no joke category. If you deign to try this, you will die many times.
It is one of the two most difficult categories. It's an open question whether this one or low percent is more difficult. The difference, one of the big differences being that the difficulty in RBO is all at the very beginning.
Yep.
You'll get through Ridley without a suit, then you go through and do Dragon without gravity suit, and then after that it's just a boss rush to the end. Whereas with low percent, the difficulty is pretty much throughout, but some of the most difficult parts are the 200 shot Ice Beam Ridley and the 200 Ice Beam charged Mother Brain, which takes a lot of patience.
Yeah, and that is if you're going for low percent ice and not low percent speed.
In which case, make those fights 300 shots.
Yeah.
Owl, in the meantime, starting his Brinstar cleanup. He's going to do that before he goes back into Norfair as the extra safety so that he has more than just the 2 E-tanks going through the cathedral area.
So, yeah, a lot of this, just as a reminder for those folks who may be just joining us, is going to be tons of collection in the beginning. And then once the runners start to feel comfortable with what they have, they're going to start killing themselves bosses, starting with Ridley. No suits, Ridley, because all the other suits are going to be locked away behind their respective bosses. And since this is a reverse boss order, you can't get them when you have to go kill Ridley.
Elm about to go to Crocomire. That'll give him another E-tank and also get him Grapple Beam, which he'll need for farming in Lower Norfair as well as for the Maridia, with the Suitless Maridia.
Yeah, Suitless Maridia, they're definitely going to need Grapple Beam. They're going to need Ice Beam. They're going to high jump boots. And Spring Ball. They're absolutely 100% going to need Spring Ball. Yeah, totally. I want them to get Spring Ball in this category.
I would love them to get Spring Ball, but I never seen anyone go for that. I hear it is possible to pick Spring Ball up with no suits.
It's new.
It's very difficult.
It's new. I just added it in. Spring Ball.
Yeah, Spring Ball does a lot of nice things in Maridia using Spring Ball jumps, but unfortunately it's just locked away in such a bad place to go get it.
Yes. Well, I think the developers didn't think too hard when they were like, "Ooh, Spring Ball! Let's lock it away in this really ridiculous place, so it can never really be useful at all." It is just sad because it is frankly the best item in the game.
It is a very fun item.
I kind of like what they did in Zero Mission. High jump boots gives you Spring Ball automatically.
That's kind of a nice way to do it.
Yeah, if that was the case in this game, oh boy, would that be spectacular.
So Zenny's going into Lower Norfair, or into Upper Norfair. He's going to first get his Ice Beam, so that he has a full beam combo when he gets, or as much of a full beam combo as he can, because he won't be able to get Plasma Beam for Ridley.
Yeah.
Elm finish up Crocomire, and he'll get his first set of power bombs in the early Croc power bombs.
Yeah, there's no Plasma Beam in this route.
No, they'll get Plasma Beam at the end. It's on the way back to the back door of Wreck Ship, but that's not for a while, and it's not going to help him for Ridley, unfortunately.
Yeah. That's what I words.
Elm about to get his Grapple Beam.
Yeah, Grapple Beam, the most OP weapon in the game by far and away. Just kills everything, one-shots them. It's ridiculous. Even Ridley. You just grapple Ridley and Ridley dies.
If only.
I mean, it's true story. True story. I did it once, not on camera. So can't you know totally can't prove it.
Toasty leaving the wave beam. This double chamber room is a huge run killer of RBO. It's a very difficult room, both in and out. Very easy to make a mistake in it. See if he
Yeah,
can make his way out of it.
yeah, double chambers. The spikes that are in there. Yeah,
Oh,
there it is, right
there
there.
it is.
That. Yeah. So the problem with double chambers is it's ridiculously easy to fall down in, and once you fall down in double chambers, yeah, that's just the end of the story.
In
Um,
RBO, it absolutely is.
it just sucks away too much of your energy, and by the time you get back, even if you try to recover by getting back up, you're just down too much energy, and you can't. Um, so that's why you'll see so often runners saving in Bubble Mountain before they even attempt to go into um, double chambers. The wave beam is probably the most dangerous uh, of the early grabs in these heated room runs that you're going to
And
see our runners do.
and this just shows another reason why that the route the Zenny takes has some huge advantages. Because he has 5 tanks in a reserve now, whereas both Elm and Toasty only had 2 tanks in a reserve going into this area.
Yeah, yeah. Being able to pick those up is a significant boon. It just requires some, ridiculously cool looking tricks. Easy game. You got it, Elminster. Easy RBO. Best route to run, or best category to run. Everybody should run it 100%. No joke. Definitely run 100% RBO.
Certainly my favorite category outside of randomizers to watch. And Elm's gonna go back and he'll do his Brinstar cleanup now.
Yeah. Well, interestingly enough, I super got into Super Metroid speedrunning because a little unknown guy by the name of Stravaris, who held the world record in this category at the time.
Very good runner.
Yeah. We miss you, Stray. We miss you.
Yeah, I've shared this before. My very first speed run that I ever watched was a Zost RBO, just a casual YouTube, not casual, but a
Yeah.
YouTube RBO race because I wanted to know what was RBO. So I looked it up, found out what it was, took me to a YouTube video, and there you go. And thus I started following speed running.
Yeah, Zosti is a very casual machine at running speed, Super Metroid, anything. So yes, Stray, who, what, was? Yes, yes. Stray does not run as much anymore. He has moved on from Super Metroid. Sadly, we miss him, but he's happier, and that's all that's important. That's really all that's important. Anyway, back to our fantastic 4 RBO runners that are in front of us here. Shiny Zenny Toasty Muffins, Canadian Al, and L Minster RTA, all kicking it in various portions of this game. Doing some RBO.
Zenny getting out of the double chamber room. Doing okay here. Has his full reserve. He's now going to go down to Crocomire.
Yeah,
he doesn't have to use that morph ball route because he has power bombs.
Power bombs. Yeah, that's actually one of the reasons why I get early alpha power bombs in my 100% runs. That and the missile at Creed. It's really annoying to have to come back and go get that later. But yeah, that is a big boon that once again Shiny Zenny having them power bombs gets to. Oh, did he get that? He got that. Nice damage boost. Really nice.
Toasty taking his next shot at getting his wave beam.
Yeah, Toasty, you got it. take our energy. Although I don't feel like I have very much right now, but you can have it all, so Toasty. And your reserve too. Yes, that absolutely that damage boost was a swag strat there by Shiny Zenny. Toasty, Toasty, Toasty. Poor Toasty. So I think one thing we haven't really spoken about that much is going to be ammo counts for our runners. Like
yeah.
just even with ammo totals. So they're definitely going to want at least around 25 super missiles, and that's going to be to kill Ridley the fastest way possible.
And it's actually not even just about Ridley, and they will want those super missiles to kill Ridley because they won't have plasma beam, and they won't really have enough time to do 60 shots of the Charge Ice Waves phaser combo.
Nope.
But they'll need plenty of ammo to do crystal flashes. So when they get down to lower Norfair, they're going to want to have for each crystal flash, they need 10 missiles, 10 supers, and 11 power bombs. So 1 power bomb to lay it, and 1 power bomb, and 10 power bombs for the actual ammo count.
Yep.
And you'll see them periodically do that throughout Lower Norfair in very specific places.
Yes. The crystal flashes, which we'll see, that are featured in this category, not really featured in any other category. Sometimes done in randomizers, just as a point of convenience. But this category explicitly requires them. You're not going to make it without them. So hopefully you remember the button combo for that, because I sure don't.
Elm doing one of my favorite strats, doing the wraparound shot, so he'll get to my favorite Shine Spark, which is the one that gets you into Gauntlet.
Yeah, Gauntlet Spark is a fantastic strat. This wraparound shot, pixel perfect, really kind of annoying because you have to stand on the right pixel, fire, and wait just the right amount of time before you start running, so that the shot moves along to the edge of the screen and hits the door, and then opens up. I'm sorry, what was that?
Doesn't get the full run though, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He'll just use power bombs.
Yeah. It
looks like
it's a real swag strat though. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And it's like I said, my favorite Shine Spark, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's the swaggiest of swag. Like, how could you not like that Shine Spark?
Oh, Toasty.
Yes, you. So, chat pointing out you do have a 5 pixel leeway with Spacer. That is because it is wider. That is pretty accurate. Typically, though, in 100%, you're going to see runners get there with simply wave. So that is pixel perfect. 100% being the category where you see that trick featured the most. Well, lethargic Waldo, I hope you eat your dinner anyway.
And Elm admitting that he completely blanked on the spot to get that wraparound shot.
Yeah, it's
it
tricky.
Can happen. And it changes based on what beam combo you have too, so that may have been part of where he was having trouble. And he got it this afternoon, so.
Yeah,
okay. Now watch this lava dive from Zenny. He does it a little bit different than everybody else. Resetting. The idea is he wants to hit that reserve tank at just the right time to finish off the jumping. So we'll see him do that. He'll take another try at it, and we'll see him do it then.
Yeah, this lava dive also tricky. How is it, D? It's tricky to rock a rhyme that's right on time. It's just tricky. All right, you can boo later, chat. But yeah, lava dive featured in this category as well as my personal favorite, GT Classic. Oh, look at that little speed skating there by Canadian Al. So what he's going to do is he's going to either do a kind of bounce ball into the lava there, or some other strat to get across the lava there as quickly as possible.
Okay. In the meantime, we'll see. Take a look at Zenny again. We'll see if he can get that
Yeah.
jump properly.
Yeah, then he's gonna land on this first Namahe, and then he's gonna try to jump off just below like the head of the second one to
And he's gonna go
to be
straight
able
to
to.
the crystal flash. So you'll
Yeah.
notice he only has 6 E-tanks. So a typical, if you go through and clear out Burnstar, you're gonna have more E-tanks than that. At least I would say 8 or 9 going into Lower Norfair. He's only got 6, so he's a lot. So his route, although certainly more efficient, is certainly a lot less safe.
We don't care about safety. We care about reverse bosses and killing them.
That's right.
Safety is not in our like. There's no safety saves. People were talking about safety saves before the race. It's like there's no safety saves. We disabled all of those like safety saves. No, that's not a thing.
Okay, looks like Toasty finally got through his bubble mountain. He's facing off with his favorite enemy, Croc. Toasty always likes to bet on Croc. Just try and watch a randomizer without him going there.
Yeah, it's not a thing. It's not possible. That was, I think that was a meme started by him at the last randomizer tournament. Just bet on Croc.
Not to, except he wasn't in that turn. I believe Captain Duck was one of the big bet on Croc guys.
Well, whatever. I don't know. I don't remember. I bet, was I in that tournament? Probably. I don't. Who knows? It was not any percent. So, although one of go ahead.
Yeah, Zenny does go ahead and kill GT here because he does really want that super missile.
Yeah, those super missiles are actually very important to how many he's collected so far. So being able to grab those. Notice that Golden Trees was just firing off a lot of the eggs there, and that's because his missile count is really low. It's below 30. He has just 15 missiles. So Golden Trees is actually just going to continuously do that and not do any other strat or attack, whatever you want to call it. So long as he can get out of this room, he can get back.
And a couple of things we should point out. So, because Owl did Brinstar cleanup before going to Norfair the first time, he has a full 5 E-tanks.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Cerberoth pointed out earlier the skating that was going on, so to speak, coming back up from the speed booster. That's a bit of a glitch that sometimes occurs because of the way the sound of the health going away at the same time as running, and that causes that skating, but it doesn't allow you to store a shine spark the proper way. That's actually something that had to be patched out of the randomizer programming. Otherwise, hell runs would have been a real problem in that tournament. And Zenny going ahead and farming some supers because those rippers are pretty much about 99%. They're going to give you super missiles, unless you're health bomb or don't have supers.
Yeah, unless your health is really low, they will always give you super missiles. So he wants tons of supers. So this little farm, he'll basically end this with maximum supers. Maximum supers.
Or close to. Elm, in the meantime, finishing up his Brinstar cleanup. He'll actually go to Maridia and pick up some items there for extra safety as well.
Now for Dragon, they're probably just gonna grapple kill Dragon.
Like then he decided he wants some more supers, so he went back and did the green gate glitch.
Yeah, 17 was not a lot. I would have thought he would have farmed a lot closer to the 25 that he has right now.
Or it's possible, if he didn't get fast pillars, you might have wanted to come back just for that refill.
Yeah, that's also true. If he messed up the shine spark.
Elminster doing a very nice start of Maridia here.
Yeah, the suitless Maridia definitely tricky. No more songs. Sorry, but lining up these enemies and getting them frozen in the right spot. Plus understanding that you most of the time you're gonna have to crouch down and jump because for whatever reason in water when Samus crouches and jumps she jumps higher. Um, but yeah, having the enemies in the right position is actually the biggest trick to this, and just understanding when and where the enemies are going to be in the right spot that'll allow you to get up this room.
An important thing to note here about Zenny's, he did manage to get to the E-tank in the Firefly room without using up his reserves. That's a very important thing. He doesn't want to use those reserves until he absolutely has to.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting. If you look at the way the RBO and the items are mapped out, it's like the game expected you to do Lower Norfair without Varia, with those E-tanks placed all where they're placed, with Firefly being a non-heated room and the energy refill at Screw Attack. Plus, we'll see in a little bit when he does a Crystal Flash down here. Just the effect you'll see when you see a Crystal Flash in Lower Norfair is pretty unique and just makes you think that they were thinking about it when they programmed this game.
Dear Force knew that in 25 or so years, we would be speed running this game, defeating Ridley first. I mean, they knew. They had it planned out in their plan. It was on their roadmap when they built this game. They said, you know what, we're gonna do this way. Put these things here because in 30 years from now, people are gonna want to be able to defeat Ridley first, right? It's just gonna be a thing. We know it's gonna happen.
And Zenny making very short work of those ninja pirates.
All right, chat. We got your message. Yes, Dear Force did know. You could spam that in chat. Feel free. All right, so Shiny Zenny here in the Norfair farm room, aptly called that because you farm in said room. Looks like Elminster is up there by Watering Hole in the Maridia Beach area.
Yeah, and what Zenny's going to do is he's going to set up for another Crystal Flash.
Yeah, going to be the most effective and fastest way to farm.
Get back, and then he's going to farm as close to full supers as he can before heading into Ridley.
I would actually think he wants full supers, just straight up full supers before going into Ridley. But it depends on his energy levels at that point in time and how comfortable he is with what he has. Given that he actually only has 15 missiles there. So Toasty losing, unfortunately, his Shine Spark that he had charged up there. Those bouillons that are there, very tricky to make it very tricky to get across. As when you get close, they just decide to jump up and drop you down into the acid waiting below in this room. I think Dear Force knew when they designed this room as well that runners would just curse their name.
Fortunately, Toasty has a backup. He can just power bomb them to death.
Yeah, they do die to 3 power bombs. It's pretty much the only way that you can kill them.
As far as I know. A strat you can use if you have Plasma Beam is to freeze them while you're running. But again, none of these runners have Plasma Beam yet. Then he's going to start with a nice X Factor.
Yeah,
two X
that's
Factors. Very nicely done.
Yeah, each one of those particles is going to do super missiles worth of damage to Ridley. That's 300 damage, not the double 600 that actual super missiles do, but still 4 super missiles worth of damage if you hit all 4 particles in basically one shot. Is kind of like a hyper super missile. So
I'm not sure what's going on with Elm over there.
Elm has decided to show off his SD2 SNES screen.
I think he might be having some issues. Elm has just unfortunately forfeited from the race.
Yeah, he has. And Zenny taking a death to Ridley just goes to show even the best players at this category can die. It is a no joke category. Definitely one of the more difficult Super Metroid categories, and that's saying something given how difficult Super Metroid is as a speed game. It is very unforgiving.
Yeah, we've seen several runners die in the any % tournament in brackets recently.
Yeah. Was it yesterday or today? Was just chock full of runners dying. It was very unfortunate.
Oh, looks like Elm dropped his controller. Oh no. And apparently must have damaged it to a point where he couldn't continue.
Oh, that is a shame.
Considering he's in at least... Oh, the controller's fine, but the save is just too far back. Okay.
Alright, well, controller's fine. That's good. Save too far back.
Understandable. That's unfortunate. But GG to Elm.
Yeah. That's a thing. Alright,
Well,
Shiny
meantime,
Zen.
we're going to watch Zenny go and go into his Ridley fight again.
Yep. Shiny Zenny getting ready for that.
Owl's going to get some early Maridia stuff as well. Get that extra safety.
Yeah, we could see all kinds of things. We could see a mama turtle here. We could see we could see sand pits, although sand pits are nasty and slow.
Yeah, for those people talking about save states, we don't allow actual save states. Only saves in actual save stations are allowed.
Yes, you must play the game
as intended.
In its vanilla form. For this kind of thing. So no emulator save states. That's not cool. All right, Zenny, take 2. Let's see here. What do you got, Ridley?
Okay, gets the first X Factor in.
Here's another one. Take that.
It's another one. And turn everything back on.
Yep. Oof, one super into the door. That's unfortunate. So he doesn't want to miss those supers too much.
No, not at all.
As you can see, this fight incredibly treacherous. You don't want to take a hit from Ridley's tail. I mean, the other thing that Zenny wants to do is save around 10 normal missiles. Most things in Lower Norfair don't actually drop regular missiles, so he wants to save around 10 in order to Crystal Flash on his way out.
But unfortunately, even though he had 24 energy left when he got grabbed, you still continue to lose energy as the death animation's happening, and that just got him there.
Yup. Once again, goes to show this category is hard. This is like hard mode, Super Metroid. What's the most difficult thing I can do? Rambo, but that's beside the point.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a version of this where you go Mother Brain first. It's a glitch category, uses some out of bounds X-ray climbing. Also a reverse boss mini boss order that also starts with Mother Brain, but also includes all the mini bosses in a reverse order.
Toasty muffins, you sly dog. Trying to release the Decora. That is
Well, he is our wild card.
absolutely. I saw that, Toasty. I saw that. I don't know what that means, but I saw it.
So the question in chat about low percent harder than RBO, that's actually pretty open for debate. RBO, like I said earlier, all the dangers early on. So you've got your Ridley fight with no energy and no suit.
Yep.
And you're constantly on this timer to get everything done because you're going to die because your energy is going to run out.
Yep.
On the other hand, low percent ice is pretty much a constant danger throughout. And you have these very, very long boss fights that if you're doing low percent ice, you're going to take 200 shots to Ridley for a charge ice beam, or 300 shots if you do low percent speed because all you have is charge beam. Whereas at the end of RBO, once you get past Dragon, it's just a big boss rush.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. Scholars have hotly debated this since the time of Socrates, and we don't really have a good answer. RBO versus low percent speed or ice, doesn't matter. To pick your poison. They're both equally hard. As far as I guess we're concerned, they're the danger in the low percent speed runs is constant and throughout, and like Tracy said, front loaded in RBO. Toasty, get that? I think he's lined up quite right there for that Spore Spawn skip. Perhaps as the wild card, we might see the DLC boss.
Oh, there he got it that time.
He got it.
You can tell when he gets it because the screen will shake when you actually get it.
No, I don't think that we're going to be seeing any golden showers tonight. Not a typical thing you see in RBO. For those who are unaware, a golden shower is the Spazer special beam attack. When you have charge beam and only Spazer selected, and then you activate power bombs and you charge up a full shot, it activates your Spazer special beam shots. Zenny is actually doing the same thing with wave beam. That's called the X Factor.
Most common special beam attack in the game.
Yes. Well, it's the most useful.
Yeah, well, that would be why it's the most common. You
Yeah.
will see in low percent ice, you will occasionally see the ice shield.
Yes.
Creepers.
Yeah, ice shield is one that you'll see in low percent ice.
Getting a lot of shots off and resets.
Yeah, Ridley, no joke.
Well, Ridley has been a bit of a troll today. We had in the earlier race we had a few deaths to Ridley and a few retries.
Oh, you beat the.
Shout outs to Lag Rush YT beating the game for the first time a few days ago. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I was just about to say, if you beat the game just a few days ago, you need to try this category.
You can warm up to it if you want.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm really tempted by that clip, Seffi. I'm really tempted.
Though I would point out this is why we safety save in a race situation for this fight. I know Zenny, if he had died at Ridley in these various situations, he would start the run over in a PB attempt. But and this time he doesn't get to Ridley.
I mean,
But that's okay. We'll get him next time.
At this rate, this is anybody's race. So
pretty much. But yeah, I mean that's what makes the race different than a PB attempt. A PB attempt you can just reset anytime you want, restart the run fresh, start the clock at 0, and get to go.
That's just
in a race.
So not exciting. Sorry to cut you off.
That's okay. It's a good point. Good thing the mini bosses are not part of the reverse boss order in this category, because then Owl is actually going in and killing Bot Wound early. Get that E-tank.
Violating the rules. Rule violation. Yeah. No. Yeah. It's the rules have just been updated. You have to include mini bosses as well. This is we changed this run to Rambo. Everybody's been doing this wrong. I jest. I have said so many clippable things tonight. Well, feel free to clip them up and stick them in chat. I'm a bit tired, so I'm sure I've said some things that have been loopy. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to watch these clips later, just so I could rewatch the great portions of this race that are happening. Thank you, Toasty Muffins, Shiny Zenny, Canadian Al, and Elminster for coming out and showing us what you can do. You guys are fantastic. Look at that. Wow, Canadian Al with the reverse ice clip through the Bot Wound area. That ice clip, actually one of the trickier ice clips in the game. So really cool that he was able to show that off.
Absolutely. And to answer the real Monk in chat, if you're not already in the Speed Gaming Discord, go ahead and get on the Speed Gaming Discord, and there is an actual section for the Super Metroid weekly races, and I can send you the exact link to sign up for commentary.
Oh yeah, we let anybody commentate these things. Just listen to me. Although, oddly enough, I did work radio at one point in my life.
Ah. You've got a good voice for it.
If you say so. Alright, Zenny. Looks like he is getting ready once again. Come on down, Ridley. No, we won't quite go 43 hours. We'll just go. I think we'll be done in about 25, 26 hours at this rate. Thank you very much, Sephi. Come on, Zenny. You got this.
Okay, here we go with another Ridley try. Ridley being troll that he is. Oh, that tail, that damn tail.
Tailed. Yeah, and there was the beauty of that was also the kind of the double hit there, because as he got nailed by the tail. That caused the reserve tank to drain, to activate, and of course tail still in Samus's hitbox, so boom, you get nailed by that plus the drain. So there's Zenny's death. number 3 or 4
that
here.
tail is just awful. And
Yeah.
this Canadian owl killing the Ponk Sephi fish with a golden shower.
Well,
Although the last time Ponk played in a randomizer, he actually managed to kill his own fish.
then I do believe that it defaults back to Sephi.
Yeah, that's what I told him. He says no, it was going in Sephi's direction for when he killed it. I said, I don't know.
That is true. I think they've come to an agreement on which certain directions it goes.
Yeah,
When it goes in one direction,
left is Sephi and right is Zenny resetting again.
I'm glad you remember that.
Well, Ponk's reminded me enough times.
Yeah, Ponk is wonderful like that. Yes. This portion that Zenny is trying to get through is definitely the most ridiculously difficult section of the RBO run. Once Zenny has defeated Ridley and successfully escaped Norfair, not just Lower Norfair, all of Norfair, and has gone into Maridia, this run will become significantly easier. Now, Maridia is no joke still, but the amount of energy tanks that you have, plus the fact that you're not being constantly drained of your energy, makes it a lot easier. A lot easier to get through, a lot easier to deal with the enemies and things that are there. Because you can plot it out and make it more consistent.
And keep in mind, Zenny's running with a lower tank count than a typical RBO run. That's one of the things that makes his route a lot harder than the others.
Yeah, I mean, you see these other guys are like running around and collecting tanks in Maridia and all over the place, and when they get to where Zenny is, they're gonna have like 3 or 4 more tanks than Zenny has, including reserves. Yeah, looks like Elm.
Yeah, Elm dropped his controller on the reset button, which pretty much wiped out his run.
Yeah, unfortunate. No Kraid yet. Kraid is last. We have to defeat Kraid last, and by the time we get to Kraid, it's going to be ridiculous. It's a bloodbath. I can't tell which is worse at that point. 100% Crocomire or Kraid. It's kind of a toss up. I run Ice Clip, so that's the route that I'm talking about when I say 100% Crocomire. Early ice. I don't think you can make that jump there, Toasty. I think you gotta go up the other way.
Yeah,
say hello to the pirate. What was that?
I was just agreeing with you.
Yeah, sorry.
That's
I talk
okay.
too loud sometimes. You just tell me to shut up anytime you want.
No, then I'd be all by myself. I prefer non-solo commentary myself, so.
I wouldn't leave. I would just be quiet. I mean.
Well, it amounts to the same thing.
Does it really?
And Zenny's wife calling him out. May as well start over Elm. You might still beat him.
Look at that, wife of Zenny. Yeah, that seems legit. Elm does have a save that he can start from, so. Well, wrecked. All right, Zenny once again with the Ridley fight. I mean, his Ridley fights have been really nice looking, really relatively clean.
He's just been getting trolled at the end more than anything else.
Yeah. Well,
So that tail. I think he got him.
yeah, he's
Nice.
still a 73 plus reserve here. That's gonna be enough. We have reserve's gonna trigger, but Ridley's gonna drop some health, and there's yeah. Now Ridley's gonna drop health there, and the Ridley E tank is
Just
gonna
in
set him
time.
up. Mm-hmm.
I think Zenny wants to take a little bit of a break there.
Yeah. Check out
don't blame
if you're so inclined, and you don't like bad English anymore, which is all I speak. There are awesome restreams of speed gaming in other really cool languages, such as Spanish, French, and German. You can go check those out. Every language I speak is terrible, so
So just to point out, he's still gonna need to farm up a little bit. He needs to get those supers up.
Yep.
Fortunately, he's got his missiles way up. As Cerberus said, it's very hard to farm regular missiles in Lower Norfair. Not a lot of enemies drop those.
Yeah, the Zebs in. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's gonna need to do at least one more crystal flash to get out of here. So he'll need to get those super missiles up all the way.
Yeah, the Zebs in Norfair Farm Room do drop them, but the rate for them down here is actually really low. So they're much more likely to drop supers and power bombs and big energy.
Oh, missing that second space ninja pirate there.
Yeah, that's not going to be that good because it's going to be a bunch of large energy drops that he's going to be basically missing. So he may have to. Hopefully, yeah. Okay, he's going to get the power bombs of shame here to get this crystal flash. And this is going to be perfect for ammo.
It's a little bit earlier than he would like to do the crystal flash, but he should be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, this escape of Norfair still very dangerous. He's going to have to go through the Norfair Key Hunter room here, which features 3 Key Hunters. They're going to do 100 damage to Samus, including in addition to the continuous life drain if Shiny Zenny gets struck by one of those Key Hunters. As well as that, a little bit later on, there's 3 Musketeers, once again featuring 3 of those Key Hunters. So Screw Attack is going to make those rooms a lot easier to get through, but even still, any kind of mess up in movement by Zenny and things can go badly quickly.
Cut it close here, because unfortunately getting out of Lower Norfair is not enough. He needs to get through these last few rooms and back out into Bubble Mountain before he's safe.
Yeah, once he's in Bubble Mountain, he's effectively safe, because then from there he can take the save in Bubble Mountain. But he really can't get hit by anything before he gets out of the door here. Wow, he decided to play around there.
Cutting it awfully close. I'll also point out, you'll notice he popped his reserve tank before he dropped it manually. The reason you do that is you continue to take heat damage while those reserve tanks are refilling. So you actually get less energy from those reserve tanks if you let them pop automatically.
Yeah. Zenny. Okay.
He's trying to get a little bit of extra energy before he heads down to the farm spot.
Yeah, but just save, or I mean, don't save. Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Meanwhile, we have Canadian Owl. He's managed to make his way into Lower Norfair.
Yep. So significantly more in the way of energy than any. Uh, in addition to that, he's going to be heading over to pick up Screw Attack. That pretty much required in order to get through Lower Norfair. As you see, Zenny made judicious use of Screw Attack, and we see Toasty Muffins coming into the same area now. Although Canadian Isle has one more E-Tank than Toasty, and I think that's the Bot Wound E-Tank that
Yeah,
we
that
saw
would be
Canadian
nice.
Isle go get. Yeah, no, Zenny's not going to save now. And once he has about 400 or 500 energy, he should actually just zip on over to Maridia and be done with it.
He'll be done with these heated rooms in just a sec. Once he's done in this farming area, he'll be done with the heated rooms.
Yeah. Speed Booster is going to get him through Frog Speedway, which is not a heated room, and that's going to be the end of that. So it looks like he decided to go pretty much whole hog there and fill up almost all of his E-Tanks. And that is the end of all of the heated runs for Shiny Zenny. Now, Dragon's still no joke. Maridia is still a semi-dangerous place, but it is significantly less dangerous than, anywhere in Norfair, pretty much. Especially Lower Norfair.
The difficulties in Maridia, one, he still has no suits, and the enemies in Maridia hit like a ton.
A ton of bricks.
Absolutely. I'm not entirely sure why he's going here. It's not a routing divergence I usually see from Zenny.
Yeah, this is he's not allowed to kill Kraid.
Yeah, what are you doing, Zenny?
So,
maybe
I don't know if he's just trolling us all. This is
maybe
not RBO.
He can kill Mini Kraid. Maybe he's going for Mini Kraid. Some missiles there. Getting some supers there.
He has 20 super missiles, so I... Oh, he's trying to store a spike suit. I see. He's trying to... So he's come down here to store a spike suit. And there it is. It's a double frame perfect trick. Now he has a Shine Spark stored and
uses it up.
As long as he doesn't waste it like that, he can activate that and use that a little bit later on. He's actually going to use that to get up Maridia.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very clever by Zenny.
Yes, this is not something I saw in his world record route, so this is a new wrinkle for him.
I would actually kind of think this is a little bit out of the way, unless you are perfect with this, with getting this spike suit. I would imagine that this is a kind of a divergence. There he is. He gets it again. Once again, that's a double frame perfect trick. So really awesome to see Zenny showing that off.
In the meantime, Toasty is in the fire field room, gonna get his E-Tank there. Looks like Owl's still trying to farm up some supers in the area near Screw Attack.
Yep, those fire fleas also good to know. I have basically a 100% chance of dropping a power bomb. So if you are in need of power bombs and you know that there are fire fleas somewhere nearby, you can refill. All right. What?
And he's going back down to Norfair. I don't know what he's doing.
This is we said it at the beginning, I think. We had no idea what we were going to see tonight, route-wise, and that has what has been delivered. No idea what we're going to see.
Giving himself a safety save. Okay.
All right.
Maybe the answer to this, Sir Broth, or maybe somebody in chat. Does the spike suit save through a safety save?
Yeah, no.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't think so. But...
No. That state does not. I mean, he will still have the spike suit, I think. But if he resets, he will not have the spike suit.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, he should still have the spike suit status. So when he goes to activate that here, he should still have that.
So in the meantime, you saw Canadian Owl getting up through worst room in the game fairly nicely. The amphitheater here is especially dangerous because you fall into that lava, you're pretty much dead, or into the acid. You're pretty much dead because you can't get out of it without gravity suit. Zenny, in the meantime, goes ahead and reset.
Yeah, amphitheater is an incredibly dangerous room. So he should have lost his spike suit state there. So what had happened there was Shiny Zenny was trying to do a trick where he lays a power bomb, and then on basically the frame or frames that the tube decides to explode, you have Samus jump up into the air. And what that does is it kind of stores Samus's jumping state, and then she goes into water, and then she retains she gets so she rtains her normal jumping speed in the water, and so then she's able to jump much higher, much further through the water. And what that'll actually do is that'll propel her up through the door. Zenny would shoot through the door, shoot open the door on his way up, and then he would be able to make his way at least some portion of the way up into Main Street there. So here we see Zenny going to get that spike suit once again.
Yeah, I want to see how this works out.
Yeah, Canadian Owl taking a safety save here right before Ridley in the Norfair Key Hunter room. That's the place to save if you're gonna save anywhere.
Absolutely. Ridley, we saw just how much of a troll Ridley can be. Owl and Toasty both have more E-tanks, so they should have a slightly easier fight with Ridley. But
you said slightly easier.
It's still Ridley.
Yeah, it's still Ridley. Here's a Canadian Owl picking up the power bombs of shame earlier. Not necessarily shameful in this run. He has quite a bit more ammo than what Shiny Zenny had, and there it is. There's Shiny Zenny getting that jump off there, and you can see able to propel himself up and in onto the Skullterra there. And here we're going to see ample use of Grapple Beam, and it's just devastating power to kill enemies with a single shot. That right there, you see the difference between Shiny Zenny making his way through Maridia Main Street and Canadian Owl. Not a reflection of the runner's skills or capabilities, but just being able to freeze the enemies in what is effectively the correct position makes it that much easier or that much more difficult to get through that room.
So, well, Toasty failing his first Ridley fight and saying, "Let the games begin" in chat. One thing to point out in Zenny's jumping, you'll notice that every time he lands, he's holding the angle down button in a down grab. Not only does that help you actually grab that spot when you get up there, it also stops you from moving, and it'll, instead of the water continuing to propel you forward, it'll stop you right there.
Yeah, that is if you ever decide to run door randomizers. One of the first things that you will learn, because you do not want to run through a door and then suddenly be in water and then shoot all the way through into some sand.
And Zenny with a very nice grapple jump. Interesting little quirk of the game that allows you to morph and unmorph after swinging with the grapple beam.
Yeah, that is a really, really cool thing. So here we're going to see Shiny Zenny. Once again, we're going to see that ice clip that I mentioned. The Canadian Owl actually did both ways already, both forward and backward.
To respond to a little bit in chat, he'd still be using that down grab even if he wasn't trying to store the spike suit. I'm guessing he's going to use, now that I think about it, maybe he's going to use the spike suit to get across the Coliseum, which would make things a lot easier for him.
Yeah, he's going to use that spike suit to that is exactly what he's going to use it for. He's going to use it for the full half heal.
actually a pretty smart idea, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's obviously very precarious because if he activates that shine spark, he can lose it at any point in time. And there's no way at this point in time from where he is to go and acquire that again. But
Huh.
never mind.
Skipping the bot wounding tank. That kind of surprised me. I would have thought he'd want that, but at this
Yeah.
point, he doesn't need the energy as much.
No, he doesn't. As far as items go, Zenny has everything that he
He's
needs
got
to
8
complete the
E-tanks.
game.
I guess he doesn't need the 9th E-tank.
No, the bot wounding tank doesn't actually do anything for him here. And yeah, the shine using the shine spark there actually surprises me. As we talked about a little bit earlier, is I would almost for sure said that he would have used it here
Yeah, I would have thought
to get across Coliseum.
would have made a little more sense, but he's the one running, not me. He's the one with the world record, not me. So I'll trust his judgment here. Meanwhile, Toasty going for his second Ridley, and Canadian Owl farming up for his Ridley fight.
Call it Toasty.
And Zenny taking a safety save before Dragon.
Yeah, Dragon still no joke here. We'll probably see Zenny grapple beam and fry some shrimp.
Okay, that makes sense, John. Having to pre angle aim up when you go through to Coliseum, so you lose the spike suit.
There you go.
So now what Zenny's going to do, he's going to damage himself all the way down to crystal flash range.
Mm-hmm.
And in a very weird quirk, and I don't know why this works, but when he gets grabbed, he's going to get grabbed by Dragon as he's doing a crystal flash. And what that's going to do for him is it's going to allow him to get another spark suit when he kills Dragon using grapple beam. And he's going to want to use that to get out of the room previous to this, the so-called precious room that you go through right before Dragon.
Yep.
Setting up for the quick grapple kill.
Let's fry us some shrimp. Little gumbo shrimp, Creole shrimp.
Yep,
And you can see there, Zenny has the speed echoes.
He'll use a grapple jump to get out of the Dragon room.
Yeah, no need for space jump in this category.
I'm actually a little surprised he doesn't pick up space jump. It's actually fairly commonly picked up. So I guess he decides he doesn't want it.
Yeah, the only real use for it would be to get across, I love that jump, across Coliseum here. And, I mean, he doesn't really need it.
And he just reset.
Yeah, I think he didn't like where he was in Coliseum.
Oh, no, I think he wanted to pick up that space jump. Yeah, I think you're right, John. I think that's New Route muscle memory. In New Route, you don't pick up space jump. That'll be Dragon's the last enemy you're going to kill.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, the amount of time saved with space jump isn't very worth it. Isn't really worth it. Typically, you'll have a blue suit, so you'll be able to spark across Coliseum. And then at that point, you're going just to Turian, and the space jump doesn't really save you a lot of time at that point, since you're not going down to Norfair, which is where you really need it. So it looks like he's going to go back and kill Dragon again, and this time he'll remember his space jump. Certainly he could have finished the game without it, but getting out of Maridia is going to be a lot easier with it.
Yeah, even to get through Cacatac Alley, I think he needs space jump there.
Yeah, my guess, and it's only a guess, the way to get out at that point is just you have to skip that plasma beam. But I don't think he wants to do that. So.
Yeah, you don't need space jump to get to Plasma or through Cacatac Alley. I mean, you can do wall jumps. It's probably slower than having space jump.
Well,
But
especially without. Well, don't forget he doesn't have gravity suit to get through those areas, so it just
exactly.
makes it
Well,
a lot more difficult. Well, no, you're right. Those are non-water areas, I guess.
yeah, you can't use space jump in water anyway.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
to get out of Cactac Alley
He
is
can do it. He can.
under.
You're right. You're right. He can do that with wall jumps.
Yeah. So yeah, here he is going back and no space jumping it again.
Almost forgetting a second time.
Ammo underflow is not allowed. That is considered a glitch.
No, yeah. Said he's saying he could have finished much slower and in much more. Oh yeah, I don't blame you. I think this is the right thing to do.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. As we were speculating, he could have finished. It would have been slower. Oh, Canadian Owl having some particles left over from its X Factor on the screen there. As long as those particles are on the screen, he won't be able to shoot. So that
Yeah, this
kind of
one's
sucks.
not gonna work. It's gonna be
ammo underflow. Yeah, ammo underflow. Not allowed. You can do some crazy stuff and underflow your ammo. And basically have infinite ammo.
Yeah, it's gonna be a race here between Owl and Toasty to see who can get through Ridley first, pretty much for second place.
Yeah, there's a number of ways to actually get the ammo underflow glitch. Getting it on Dragon certainly is one of them, but not allowed in this category.
Yeah, that's considered a major glitch, so we don't here.
All right,
you can
so
see when we were
Zenny.
just talking about that room has a lot of areas without water that you can actually use your space jump, so that's going to make it a lot easier for him.
Yep. Zenny making it through there.
Doable without, but much easier with.
Yeah, totally. Canadian Owl coming back in to Wasteland here. Oh, both Toasty Muffins and Canadian Owl in Wasteland, just on the other end of each other. Yeah, see, like making it through there up into the caches room here, much easier with space jump that Zenny was able to use. You can wall jump from the other wall and make it up there, but I mean,
and like I said, the other option would have been to go out through Maridia as if you're going new route, and then just going to Fantoon at that point, and just skipping the. Then you're skipping Plaza Beam.
Yeah, no, there's no reason to skip Plasma Beam at this point in time.
Nope.
It makes Fantoon and Kraid ridiculous, and then Mother Brain also lightens the load with Mother Brain.
Absolutely, 20 shots instead of 60. Quite the difference.
Yeah, you still don't have any suits, so 20 shots versus 60 is still going to be a big deal. Oh, look at all the Puyos in this room. We had some Booyons earlier and Puyos.
And Zenny going what we often refer to as the Forgotten Highway, seen pretty much only in RPO, map completion, and the occasional randomizer. The game, when you play it casually, the game pretty much expects you to get the wreck ship E-tank last after you've gotten the gravity suit, and it kind of just dumps you right out into this area. Unfortunately, there's nothing there nothing in Maridia that you can actually get to until you get to that tube that you have to blow up anyway. And so, in most categories, you just go down to the tube instead of using this route. And on the rare occasion, like an RBO, where you do use this route, you're going in backwards. So you're going to go in through wreck ship backwards. You're going to get to the spiky death room, which is not at all a hard thing to deal with, because with Fantoon still alive, the wreck ship's not activated yet.
Yeah, spikes are off. I see there's a question in chat about getting X-ray in RBO. No, X-ray is just a straight time loss for the microwave beam. So that's not something we're going to be seeing.
We might see it. But you
Oh,
wouldn't
look at that. Canadian
get
Owl
it.
picked it up. Huh.
Yeah,
Typically, you wouldn't see that.
yeah. So the reason why Owl picked it up is he will use it not because he can X-ray microwave any of the bosses. Although that's certainly something he'll be able to do with Fantoon. He won't be able to do it with Dragon or Botwoon, because, well, he already killed Botwoon, and
He
he
won't
won't
have
have Plasma
plasma.
Beam. What he will use it for is to X-ray climb out of
Out of Dragon's Lair.
out of Dragon's Lair.
Yeah.
Instead of using the Shine Spark from the Crystal Flash, what he'll do is he'll get out of Dragon's room with the grapple jump, and then he'll use X-ray climb to get out of the so-called precious room.
Yeah, that is allowed. What is not allowed is going out of bounds with the X-ray climbing. So
yeah, the X-ray climb out of Maridia does not go out of bounds, so it's legal.
Yep.
And Canadian Owl demonstrated that very well in the previous race today. Zenny shining a super missile a little bit early. Having to go through the enraged phase, which is really just a time loss, because when you have screw attack, all you have to do is screw attack through all those flames. And to answer Ninja Kitty there in chat, the way the X-ray climb works is he'll get himself stuck in the door, and then he'll go back and forth between crouching, and then he'll hit the X-ray, and he'll crouch, and then he'll hit the X-ray the other way. Every time he uses X-ray while he's crouched, he will move up just a little bit. Getting stuck in the door, basically a matter of lining yourself up properly in the door. Or he can also use Moonwalk to do that. I believe that's what Owl used Moonwalk to get himself stuck.
Yeah, I think we'll be seeing Moonwalk for that.
I believe that's what he did earlier. Yeah, spin jump into the door, or Moonwalk into the door.
All right, Zeddy taking Toasty Buffett taking a save there. Ooh.
Looks like he got out.
All right, I think that's Toasty Muffin's third save there.
Well, it means I missed it. He actually managed to finish Ridley. Nice job, Toasty.
Yeah, he's running out. So,
which is a good thing.
either he's running away from Ridley and decided to do something else, or he's actually defeated Ridley. And we missed it. That's.
Yeah, I was busy watching what Zenny was doing and talking about X-ray climbing. That's okay.
That's pretty awesome for Toasty taking Ridley down.
Well, you know Owl can do this. He did it earlier today, so he'll get there.
Yeah.
But it does mean that Toasty's taking a nice lead.
I mean, all our runners are capable of doing this.
Yeah, and Toasty's showing why he took that save.
Yeah. Well, we mentioned it before. The key hunters in Lower Norfair, Toasty was in 3 Musketeers. You're being drained, and if you get out of your spin and the key hunters hit you, yeah, I mean, you just you lose straight up 1 block from your energy bar.
And in the meantime, Owl does get his Ridley fight, so good job to Owl. Now he just needs to make his escape.
Yeah, getting that Ridley energy tank is a big sigh of relief for any RBO runner.
Then in the meantime, doing my favorite moonfall of the game, the screw attack moonfall down Red Tower. No, and I believe John is correct. I believe it is 200 damage with no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking it's.
You're thinking of Varia, I think.
Yeah, just Varia. So yeah, no suit is 200. That makes it even worse. So there, double the damage.
Toasty looks like he'll be okay this time.
Yeah, I think he's making sure he's going through with screw attack
That's
active, so that if the key hunters come close, he's just going to obliterate them. Because that's what screw attack does. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Zenny's gonna go kill Kraid. That'll be his last boss.
Yes. Gravity does give defense like Varia. In some instances, it's better. In some ways, it's kind of not.
So in the vanilla game, Gravity actually will give the same defenses Varia does. The one thing Gravity does not do is protect you from the rainbow beam. So one of the reasons why you'll need reasons to get all these E-tanks, besides the obvious, you'll need to survive a 600 damage rainbow instead of a 300 damage rainbow. But since they don't have either one, it's not going to be particularly helpful.
Yep. Rainbow beam is the way that it. That rainbow beam.
Now, if you've watched some of the randomizer race, they actually changed the gravity suit so that it doesn't protect you from heat damage to make Varia more useful.
I call shenanigans total.
Oh, Zenny, your wife hasn't had dinner yet.
It's 10:30. Oh no, it's.
Yeah, they're out in Utah somewhere. They're out time zone.
It's 12:30.
Yeah, I'm at 11:30.
I'm back on normal times. I liked it when it was 11:30 a.m.
I miss that Pacific time zone that I grew up in.
Well, I'm not talking about Pacific time zone.
Okay, so Toasty's out of Norfair. Owl's getting close.
Yeah, like a week ago, if you caught me, it would have been 11.
You'll notice Zenny going up Red Tower to get back to the ship and get over to Torian. The route normally used in any percent is to go up through Maridia. You're not going to want to do that here because you still have no suit. So yes, you could do it. We've seen it done, but it would take a much longer time. So this is much better.
Yeah, you just want to go straight up Red Tower after killing Kraid.
Is any not taking the save of the ship?
No need. He is ridiculously overpowered at this point in time.
Yep, he'll get plenty of drops for the Metroids. Nice speed ball.
Yeah, at this point it looks like excuse me. Canadian and Toasty are well on their way to also being able to complete this run here. Once, I think we talked about this earlier, but once Ridley is down and you have escaped lower Norfair or all of Norfair, this run gets significantly easier to complete. Not easier to do, but easier to complete.
Well, it's nice not to have that constant timer that you talk about, always going off and killing you if you don't do things in time. So, if nothing else, they have the pressure of that gone.
Yeah. That's the one thing that makes. Well, I mean, it makes RBO so ridiculously difficult. Just. Yeah, grapple beam. Best weapon in the game.
Grapple beam is great in Maridia.
Yeah, kills all bosses as well. It's a new thing that was just added into the game by Deer Force.
Get your
get your latest patch. Deer Force has just added that in.
So you may have noticed that Owl did not get that jump into Maridia that we talked about earlier. So what he had to do is he had to one way to recover from that is to super missile so that that crab falls down, and then freeze it in midair so you can jump on it. The answer to how did Zenny do this in 59 minutes is in that run he didn't die to Ridley. I mean, he died several times to Ridley in this run, and that's the difference. If you're gonna run this in under an hour, you have to not die to Ridley. He also didn't forget space jump. He hadn't started practicing for the any percent tournament, so no muscle memory there to forget space jump. But most importantly, he didn't die to Ridley.
Toasty Muffin's doing a little bit of snail climbing.
That's the main thing. I do believe he had to do a second try on the moon dance. That also makes a difference. Keep in mind when you're going for a PB, any of those things, you're just gonna reset.
Yeah. So Zenny's world record run is also memes. Watch it.
Yeah, it's worth the watch.
Yeah. So yeah, it's there. It's just a straight single segment run, and Zenny sat down and went through the entire game. You know, no deaths, no problems, no issues. You know what I mean? It may not be perfect, but whatever is in life.
Yeah, it took him a lot of time and a lot of hard work to get to that record, to get that under one hour.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's spectacular.
So Toasty's a little bit ahead, but keep in mind, Owl's already defeated Botwoon, so he's going to get a little bit of a chance to catch up a bit there.
There's a little bit of a Zebtite skip by Shiny Zenny. Nice no down back, or that's a down back Zebtite skip there because he has not turned off screw attack.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to do that without getting having to turn that screw attack off.
Yeah.
And he's gonna try to get that stand-up glitch. He needs to stay over 700 energy in order to do that.
Yeah, he has a hard.
He's got plenty of leeway here, though.
Yeah, an entire E-tank of leeway.
Keep in mind also, he absolutely cannot go under 600. If he is less than 601, then that Rainbow Beam's going to kill him because he does not have Various Suit here. Meanwhile, looks like Toasty's going to save before his Dragon fight, or maybe not.
That's interesting.
He took a look at the save room.
I'm surprised he didn't save. Making it out there is significant enough effort, so...
He is already starting to damage himself down. Maybe he's going to do that first before he saves.
Interesting. He does have grapple, so doing it with grapple is significantly faster and easier, so... But I guess we'll,
see, yeah, he's going to save after. But if he has to start this over again, he's already damaged himself down.
Alright.
And looks like Zenny successfully is getting his stand-up glitch, and he'll now just... This will allow him to shoot Mother Brain while the baby Metroid is recovering, giving Zenny all his energy back. Yeah, this is probably going to be one of the longest races you see because, like I said, it's such a difficult category. Even the best at it are likely to die a lot unless you have these longer races.
Oh,
you
way
have-
more than any
Yeah.
percent.
Way more than 80%, way more. In Hundo, you don't get a lot of death. That's a longer run as well, but not nearly so much as this.
Well, 100% has a few areas specifically where.
Did you just... Zenny? Uh-oh. Oh, he got out of it.
Yeah, as I was saying, 100% has a few areas specifically where that are very dangerous. Spiky Death Room is up to Spiky Death Room is, and once you're past that, that's really kind of the death possibility for 100%.
So what happened with Zenny? I didn't exactly see the moment. Most likely he is either firing a shot while he's getting the hyper beam, or he was not quite. There are a couple places where to do the stand-up glitch you need to be in the air. Any one of those scenes can put you in a really slow crawl for Mother Brain, as Black Elite John will tell you about, because we've managed to call it John Lock from what he did. Apparently you can get out of it by going to the is it the select button, John, or is it going into menu? And Zenny going for the left side. And by the way, shout outs to Toasty, who apparently did the Dragon kill with the Crystal Flash strat for the first time in a run. Unfortunately, he's unable to get out, so he's gonna have to do it again. But if you do it once, you can do it again. Let's see, does he actually go and save the animals or no? There we go. The solution looks to be a missile. Zenny is saving the animals. Nicely done. Missile, super, or grapple beam. Just using the item cancel button. The item select button seems to work. And GG to Zenny, who is finished with the official SRL time of 1:41.4. Nicely done. There we go. Zenny is saving the animals. Just using the item cancel button. The item select button seems to work. Now going into his Dragon fight. Nicely done. Okay, Owl getting his space jump. Looks like Toasty's gonna do his Dragon kill again.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. You getting space jump earlier, so he definitely wants to get that. All right, Canadian Owl is going to be going for his X-ray climb here.
Didn't quite get himself in the door there.
Yeah.
He'll do that.
This is going to be a spot where Toasty Muffins is going to be able to take him. The X-ray climb. He's slower. Oh no, Toasty. Yeah, this is normally why you see the Dragon killed the way you see it, because while Canadian Al is going to be able to make it out this way, it's certainly slower. You can see Toasty Muffin taking a good lead at this point.
And he knows he'll get to the right spot. If you look at the map, you can see him climbing on the map. And there he goes.
Yep. Did he get the jump, or is he going to be... Nope. He didn't get the jump. He's going to do the same way Toasty did. No big deal. For a second there, I thought Toasty was going to be skipping Plasma Beam. I was like, no, Toasty, you want that Plasma Beam. Show off that Cassius room a second time. Get that Cassius climb. Yeah, thank you to those in chat for showing off the deer forces.
Absolutely.
Those deer forces going on. The more deer force, the better. They're still around. They know we're playing their game. That's why they're continually creating content for it. Like DLC boss. Spore Spawn. Newly available.
Okay, looks like we're working on getting Zenny in for an interview. Take him just a moment, though.
I don't know. Too many memes this run.
Well, you can tell us all about them.
You can tell us all about them. I mean, we could.
Meanwhile, Toasty making his way through the Forgotten Highway.
Yeah, Canadian now, once again featuring that Cassius climb. There is the Maridia elevator. Please, folks, remember that in case you need to do double anti-bingo, that elevator is a tile.
It is indeed. I guess that there you go. There's another place you occasionally see parts of the Forgotten Highway. Getting the right double anti-bingo card.
Double anti-bingo is a fantastic way to play Super Metroid with your buddies. You and a buddy playing some double anti-bingo. Double anti-bingo is a method of playing Super Bingo cards available on Speedrun Live website. You can generate one of those randomly. They're really awesome Pan Magic Square bingo cards, and they have a number of tiles for items or things that you want to do or complete. Pick items you want to pick up, in
or
Super
location
Metroid.
to go, or sometimes you can only pick one of 2 items. All sorts of fun things like that.
Yeah. So the double anti part of double anti bingo is that you and your opponent, or you assign one row, column, diagonal, whatever you call it, to your opponents to try to screw them over. That is the anti part. And then they have to complete, along with that one that they are assigned, another row, column, or diagonal. And whoever completes both of their row, columns, or diagonals fastest
Hi.
wins.
Hey.
Yo, Zenny.
There we go. Hey, Zenny.
I'm here now.
Yay. So, Ridley, what do you think?
Yeah. That was. I mean, I expected it to go that way, but.
You just wanted to show off that you were capable of doing it multiple times.
Oh yeah, totally, absolutely. No, I mean, like I said, I kind of expected it to go that way, but he was kind of particularly bad tonight for sure.
I mean, it's RBO, so
Right.
yes.
Anytime that he comes down the left side, it's kind of GG from there, and that happened one of the times. So
Yeah.
that's all right though.
But on the plus side, you managed to get that CWJ at the very beginning. First
Yeah.
try. That was pretty darn awesome.
Yeah, so we were guessing.
No, you were guessing.
Well, whatever.
One try.
Okay, I was
Two
guessing.
tries.
How many tries it would take you to get this? And I said 2, and then you had to show off and get it in 1.
It's just how I roll.
I mean,
Gotta do it.
Yeah, that was pretty darn cool. But aside from the Ridley fight, what else did you think about the race?
I mean, I had a lot of fun. Obviously, super rusty. I haven't run RBO in how long has it been? I think the last time I did a real RBO run was in June or July, so it's been a bit. Considering that, I think it went pretty okay. I only practiced for just a few minutes beforehand. I practiced lava dive and a couple other things. So
that's why you skipped space jump the first time.
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
wondering
So
about that.
I was on my way out, and I was like, oh hey, I forgot space jump. I was like, this will be fine. And then I was thinking about it. I was like, no. So I just reset.
Yeah, we were speculating on what ways you could get around that. You know, maybe just going Pantu in the front way or something. But
right. I think I would have had to skip plasma.
Yeah, that's what we were kind of thinking about.
Well, let me think. No, I could have gotten plasma, but it would have taken forever. And then yeah, all of the movement from there would have just been really slow. Yeah, like I'm just thinking of like multiple rooms, and they all would have just been terrible. So I just reset and did it again. I actually kind of like the Dragon fight anyway, so I was just glad that I saved.
Yeah, good call on that. So one other question I have for you is I haven't seen you do that spike suit strat to get through the past the Bauni tank. You want to talk about that for a second?
The Kraid one, or just the one. Yeah, so what happened, normally what I do is on the way out of Lower Norfair, I'll grab a spike suit there. One of the rooms there, those like seahorse dragoon guys, and there's some spikes in there, so that's normally where I would do it. But because the escape was so sloppy, I didn't have enough health to do it there. If I'd tried to do it there, I would have died on the way out, and I hadn't saved. And I really didn't want to fight Ridley again.
No.
So the Ruby room?
Yes. The one with the Ruby special.
Yes.
That room. Yeah, that same room.
Room. Yes.
Yeah, so I just focused on getting out, and that did end up working out. Thankfully, I kind of got by with the skin of my teeth there. But then I was just trying to think about it. I was like, okay, well, where else could I get a spike suit? And I knew that I could do it in Kraid. And I was like, oh, but if I go there, then they're going to think that I'm going to fight Kraid. And I was like, well, that's like half of the fun. And so
we made several. At least I made several comments of the thing. No, don't fight Kraid. It's too
Right,
early.
yeah.
Can't do that.
So I start heading over to Kraid, and I'm working on getting it, and then I just glance over at chat, and I see all of this like not like this, and no, don't do it, and like all this stuff, and I was like, yeah, perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. So
Nicely done.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll, we didn't actually think you were going to fight Kraid, but it was certainly funny to prognosticate.
we
as
weren't
if
sure
were.
what you were doing, so yeah, we're great. It was fun to make us think that, oh, there goes Toasty shooting at the Varia suit that he's not going to pick up.
Yeah, a couple of supers right into various suits.
yeah, I actually almost picked up Varia before I thought about it. I was like, wait, no, any percent. This isn't any percent. Come on.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it wouldn't have been a huge time loss, but then you just have to take it off if you want to do stand up anyway. So
right, exactly. There's not really any point to grabbing it. So yeah, it was fun.
Was it now?
Really, I mean, when I'm looking at it, a 141 with all those deaths and like the Kraid stuff and everything that I did, that's not a bad time.
No, not at all.
That's I want to say that's better than my first 2 or 3 runs that I did in the category.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, now you're so practiced at it now. So
Right. Yeah.
is that really fair to say? Oh, I'm now I've got these things, these tricks, and I can do it better than my first couple of runs. Like I would certainly hope so.
Yeah.
Unless you're me.
I'm just thinking about it and like,
Yeah.
how much time did I actually lose at Ridley? Like, probably at least 10
lost,
minutes.
Yeah, you lost a
Yeah,
lot.
you lost-
I would say more than that even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The number of deaths you had to Ridley, I think, significant.
Yeah.
I don't even know how many times I died and had to reload, but I think it was at least 5.
5.
Yeah, I lost track.
So
Well, I'm glad you kept going. We had a few issues with Ridley in the earlier race as well. I had one runner ended up forfeiting.
oh dang.
He couldn't get through Ridley. I think he just ran out of time in terms of personal stuff, and then
Right.
Toasty and Owl both having their share of troubles with Ridley, with a lot more E-tanks, I might add. So
Yeah.
Ridley's just a jerk sometimes. It's just the way it is.
Yep.
Yeah, Ridley's a boss.
He's definitely the biggest troll in Super Metroid. Fantoon gets that title a lot of the time, but if you have enough experience actually fighting Ridley in something like low percent or RBO, then like Ridley is actually way worse. Because he's so unpredictable in a lot of the stuff that he does.
So yeah,
I almost made it through the very first fight, and then he decided to rush me when he usually wouldn't rush me in that position. So I ended up dying just because he decided to be a little bit more aggressive than usual. And that's the kind of thing that Ridley does.
Yeah, he came in with his tail. He was just like, oh, tail spike, boom.
Yeah.
No, that took you out. So yeah, you had him down a number of times, and it was just like, you're too low life, or I'm gonna spike you with my tail, or
yeah. There was the one time that I actually got grabbed, and I knew I wasn't gonna make that without like some serious pause buffering, and that didn't end up working out, and that was fine. There was one other time where he was one charge shot away, and yeah. But they were pretty good fights for the most part, other than that one where he came down the left side. That was pretty bad.
Yeah, well, like you said, that's Ridley, folks.
Yep.
Yeah.
So one last thing, you're still in the 80% hunt. How do you feel about your next race coming up?
I feel really good about it, actually. I almost had a 43 last night.
Nice.
That's kind of what I'm working on right now. That's my goal. I wouldn't say it's my end goal for any percent, but it's what I'll be satisfied with right now.
Who are you racing?
Yeah, my next race is against Krauser, and I believe his PB is a mid 43 or a high 43 or something. So it should be a good race if we both play well.
Yeah, well, hopefully it is a nice, good race, and we'll look forward to watching you in that.
Yeah, sounds great. Any other questions?
No, that's about all I have. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, just thanks for the opportunity to do this.
And Go ahead.
If there's anybody watching that is interested in Super Metroid or Reverse Boss Order specifically, like we have a great Discord community on the. You can find a link to it on Dear Tier, but it's just an SRL Super Metroid Discord community. There are a lot of people there that are happy to help. If you do want to know more about RBO specifically, feel free to come to my channel or DM me or whatever. I'd love to talk about it. So
Awesome.
yeah.
And big shout outs to your wife. I love your wife.
Oh yeah, she's great.
What she puts up with. It's just absolutely wonderful. So
Yeah. All right.
And, yeah, I'm going to second that. As Zenny leaves, I'm going to go ahead and second what he said about the Discord. I'm relatively new in the community, and I've had nothing but good people helping me out, and just super friendly people. I've made a lot of really good friends in the last few months online that I never would have expected. So, huge shout outs to the Super Metroid community.
Yeah, I've made a ton of friends, and I definitely didn't expect that. So, lots of really friendly people.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, good luck to the other runners, and yeah, I'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
All right, Zenny.
Good luck.
Yeah, Super Metroid community pretty great. I've been around since 2016, I think ish, something like that. So a couple years now.
And in the meantime, we've got both our current runners in Torian. Toasty.
Yeah, this is.
Toasty's a little bit of a lead here.
Yeah, this is just rote for them now at this point in time.
Ooh, Owl going for the baby skip, and oh, he gets it. He didn't get it earlier today, so redemption time for him. Nicely done, Owl.
Okay, he did not get grabbed at the end there. Real close.
Yeah.
If he got grabbed,
that's bad.
Yeah, he would have suffered the slowdown.
Yeah, if you get grabbed as you go through the door there, what'll happen is the game will go very, very slow, and the only way to fix it is to save and reset.
Yeah, there we see Toasty Muffins saving or pausing to turn off screw attack in order to get the regular appetite skip. Unlike Zenny's.
Toasty took the save. Owl skipped it, so he's trying to catch up here.
Yeah. Ammo is not really going to be a concern at this point. These guys had tons and tons of ammo in order to take down the other bosses and get through ridiculous things like Ridley. So yeah, this is gonna be real close. Yeah, Toasty Muffins deciding to use the tickle beam.
He'll go for his stand-up glitch as well.
Yeah, lots of energy for these guys. Lots of energy, so they're gonna have a lot of leeway in case they get accidentally catch-upped or something like that, which would be pretty bad.
Again, they need to be above 700 for stand-up glitch and above 600 to survive. So.
Yep. Ideally, they want to be above 700. Toasty taking a little bit of intentional damage there. Wants to set up for the stand-up glitch.
Looks like you got it.
Yeah.
Or maybe not.
No, I think Toasty's got it.
Oh, oh, he's projecting in chat there. He says he forgot to jump. A little bit of swearing in chat. I won't reread what he said there.
Yeah, if he had X-ray, he could unlock himself from the floor there. But yeah, that's gonna make a bit of a difference here. Canadian Owl gonna be able to damage Mother Brain 3 here while Toast Muffin's just locked to the floor. Not gonna be able to do anything. Toasty forgot X-ray.
Well,
Unbelievable.
You don't normally actually need X-ray in this category, so I wouldn't say you forgot X-ray.
No, he said he
usually
forgot it. We're gonna
that's
hold
what
him
he
to
said.
that.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, he forgot it.
Toasty Muffins forgetting X-Ray, committing a RBO sin. Just added into this category, part of the brand new DLC.
This is gonna put Owl in the lead, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Actually, yeah, absolutely. This is what I was alluding to a little bit earlier.
Let's see, is he stuck or is he?
No, he's not stuck.
He's not stuck. Okay.
You can actually get stuck in the floor.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a legit thing. And if you do, you'll notice that you're stuck in the floor because there's actually acid just underneath those tiles about halfway.
Oh, that's right,
And you will continually get damaged by it. And it will kill you.
Oh, Toasty's still a little bit ahead, but that lead has pretty much almost disappeared.
Oof, this is gonna come down straight to execution. Absolute.
I'm counting maybe 3 or 4 seconds between the Mother Brain Heads landing. So yeah, it's gonna be the escape is gonna decide this.
Edge of our seats, folks. Edge of our seats. This is the way we wanted this reverse boss order match to end. Can you believe it?
After 2 hours, a bunch of Ridley deaths, issues with Dragon, and here they are, only a few seconds apart. What more can we ask for?
Well, I could ask for a lot more, but I'm not going. Phil, this is not the appropriate place to ask for that stuff.
Toasty maintaining that lead so far. Getting Owl getting that nice move fall at the end.
Yeah.
See what happens on the spark here.
All right, look at that.
Left side spark. Owl going for the vanilla right side spark.
Toasty moving with the reverse left side climb behemoth spark. I just made that name up. Who's gonna save the animals, folks?
No one's saving the animals here.
No, save the animals. Don't ever save the animals. It's just a waste of time. Frames, way more important. And
by 3 seconds, Canadian Owl has finished in second place with an official SRL time of 2:05:43. Toasty has finished with third place, an official SRL time of 2:05:46.
Sniped.
And Toasty is sniped.
Wow.
GG to both runners.
Absolutely sniped by Canadian Owl. This was
and I think I might know why. We're gonna hopefully we can see if either one comes in.
Yeah, I think Owl's stream was a little bit behind because of his timer not being on screen anymore.
Owl often is a little bit behind. Toasty often comes in. I got a question to ask him if he chooses to join up here. No, if not, then I will certainly be asking him later. He says he couldn't even find his hex chat for a second.
I use hexadecimal all the time. Just always, I type all my numbers are in hexadecimal.
And there he is. Okay, so you know what
Hello.
my question's gonna be, right? Did you remember to pre-type .done?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Toasty.
You know,
Toasty,
what are the-
how many times have I told you this?
what are the odds of getting burned by that so many times? Why are all these races so close?
They're pretty high, Toasty. They're pretty high.
So those of you that might not know, the way the SRL works is when you finish, you type .done, with the period and DONE. And typically, what a lot of runners will do, what most apparently everybody but Toasty will do, is they'll type .done during some portion of the dead time during the Mother Brain fight. Toasty still refuses to do this.
Dude, I forget every time, and I seriously, I just can't remember until I'm in the escape. And I'm like, whoops, I should have done that.
Even I know to do this, Toasty. Come on. And I don't win ever. I think I have one, maybe two Super Metroid race wins ever.
Well, I'll get there eventually.
But in all seriousness, how did you feel about it?
Oh, terrible.
Well, it's RBO. It's kind of expected.
Yeah. It was well played, Owl. A very good game, and well played, Zenny, and Elminster too. That's such a huge bummer to go out like that. So definitely well played to those guys. But yeah, I right off the bat I forgot to go grab the Brinstar E-Tank to make hell runs easier, and I got a little punished for that. I ran anyway, died several times. It was a lot of mistakes, but I was just happy to get past Ridley and finish a run. So there you go.
Ridley was a particular jerk today, both in this set of races and the.
Yeah. It looks like Owl and I were synced up on our Lower Norfair entry almost, and then we died. It looks like we both died a bunch of times and finished, and then finally beat him around the same time too.
Yeah, I believe it was I think you finished first, and then Owl shortly thereafter. So I'm guessing you probably died the same number of times because you seem to get there the first time around the same times. Seem to get out around the same number of times. Yeah, it was a really close race between you two. Like he was ahead and you took the lead because he decided to X-ray climb and you sparked to get out, and then towards the end he got baby skip, you didn't. I mean, it was just really close.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing, as I was saying, but after 2 hours that you guys were so close.
Yeah, no kidding. It was it was a good race. I'm glad we both were able to finish. So yeah, it was a good time.
Being this RBO, that's kind of half the battle.
Yeah, that is.
just finishing an RBO run is impressive. So
it feels good, yeah.
Yeah, especially in a race situation. And Zenny, of course, died several times to Ridley as well. Like I said, Ridley was just a jerk today.
No,
yeah, I saw that.
That's par for the course for Ridley.
Yeah,
That's just
it is.
Ridley being Ridley. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what Ridley does. Hey, look at that. I'm going to come down the left side. Oh, you don't want me? Too bad.
Yeah. Here I come. Yeah, I was practicing just before the race, and Ridley did some stuff that I swear I hadn't ever seen before. It's like, what the heck?
That's part of Deer Force's machine learning that they built
genius.
into
I know.
the game some 25 years ago. These guys, they knew that we're gonna play this game. I'd be like, you know what? Let's put in some machine learning so Ridley does stuff in 25 years.
Yeah.
Runners, speed runners specifically, they just won't expect.
Evil Deer Force, or brilliant Deer Force.
They were just way ahead of the curve. They knew about AI and machine learning before anybody else and integrated it into Super Metroid.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. The prototype of a neural net processor, a learning computer.
I mean, one day your Super Nintendo will turn into Cybernet and take over the world.
Well,
there it is, the birth of Skynet.
Yeah, Ridley is learning AI.
Mm-hmm.
Still, yeah. So at least, I died a bunch there, but we all died there. So I was kind of.
So anything else you want to share about the race today?
Gosh, I felt pretty bad. I got a really good Dragon kill, and then I was at extremely low health, and I messed up my Crystal Flash, and I had to reset. So I didn't have enough health to do the grapple and then the Shine Spark out. Okay. So that was a bummer. So that's why I had 2 Dragon fights. But
I saw you in chat say that's the first time you got that in a run. So GG to that.
Yeah, I was surprised to get that, and then of course I blew it. But that's okay. It was
the second time.
Yeah.
You got it the second time, so that's cool.
No, like I said, it was a fun time. I think it's fun. I definitely have a lot of, every time I do a run, it's like, oh man, so many things I could improve. So it's encouraging. But yeah, well played, everybody, and thank you guys so much for commentating. Thanks to Broth and Tracy.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, my pleasure.
for hanging out the whole +2+ hours here.
Okay, so with that, I am going to go through reminding everybody that the Any Percent tournament is still going, and we have races going on at 10 a.m. tomorrow, at 3 p.m., and at 8 p.m. tomorrow.
I hear there's some really cool commentary on that 10 a.m. race. Really,
all right, that
really
must
cool.
be. Yeah, I think someone here is doing it, and it's not me because I'm not doing a race at for me 9 o'clock in the morning. So.
Oh, I totally thought it was you. I guess that makes the commentary less cool.
Oh no, it'll still be top notch, I'm sure. And then on Sunday we also have races at 1:30 and 5 o'clock, and we have a scheduled race on September 4th, which is, I haven't turned my calendar yet. It looks like that would be on Tuesday, if I can do my math. Is going to be at 8 o'clock. But also keep checking your local listings, to use a phrase of my childhood, to see what else is scheduled, because there's plenty of matches still yet to be scheduled. So be sure to tune in all of those. A lot of good stuff going on in the Any Percent tournament.
Yeah, matches have been really fun so far. So.
Yeah, not only that, be sure to check out the Speed Gaming schedule for all the various tournaments they've got going. There's some crazy Link to the Past tournament still happening. There's some crazy Link to the Past Super Metroid Combo Randomizer tournament. There's a Mega Man X24 Mavericks. There's like Celeste. All kinds of crazy stuff happening on Speed Gaming, channels 1 through 6. So thanks to those folks for letting us showcase our weekly.
And if it's not on Speed Gaming now, you can be sure it will show up on Speed Gaming at some point. They do such a great job, and it's great that they hosted us every week to do a couple of different categories.
As long as it's a speed game, it'll show up here.
Okay. So again, thank you to the runners. Thank you for Toasty and Zenny for coming into interview with us. Thank you to Owl and Elm for running good races. Thank you to chat. Thank you for those of you watching. Again, thank you to Speed Gaming. That's going to be it for me. As I always like to say, good morning, good afternoon, or good night, wherever you may be.
Good night. Take care.
That was quite the reference. All right. We'll see you all next mission.